A very good evening. From stories around the world to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. I'm Vidushni Sadish Kumar.
Hello there, good evening. I'm Niket Karunaratne. We'll start off with the headlines as usual.
COVID-19 patients infected with the Delta variant detected in Colombo. The national program to provide a monthly allowance for preschool teachers begins. The registration of organic fertilizer producers is initiated.
On to local stories in detail now. Director of the Department of Allergy, Immunology and Cell Biology of the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, Dr. Chandima Jeevandara, says that the Delta variant first identified from India has been detected from Colombo. He said that the transmissibility of the Delta variant detected in the country for the first time is relatively higher than the other variants of the virus. Well, he made these remarks while speaking to the media today.
We have carried out genetic sequencing over the last 1 week, and we have issued a report explaining about 13 new genetic sequences. The latest finding is we have detected the Delta variant, which is commonly found in and first detected in India. That is the variant which gives quite a lot of trouble to other parts of the world. There are new clusters appearing associated with this Delta variant. So because of that, we were also very vigilant, and we observed that there is a change of the pattern of the patients we saw over the past 1 week, especially from the samples received from Colombo. Because of that, we immediately started our genetic sequencing, and from that we have detected the Delta variant Dematocode area. So that is the latest about the genetic sequencing. But apart from that, we have found several other patients from different parts of the country. For example, Batiklo, Polonnaruwa, Karapitiya, those patients were belonging to the Alpha variant. So there are three important things that we need to talk about when we discuss the Delta variant. The very first thing is the symptom profile is a bit different to the ones we observed with the original SARS-CoV-2 virus. For example, if I say the previous symptoms were fever, cough and loss of taste and smell were the cardinal symptoms of COVID-19 illness, but associated with Delta variant, they have increasingly found that sore throat and runny nose are commonly found apart from fever patients who has Delta variant COVID-19 infection. If you talk about the transmissibility, it carries a specific mutation which facilitates a strong attachment with the human cells. So that's why it is considered a virus with increased transmissibility. We will be continue to do more and more genetic sequencing. Even the Colombo Municipal Council has strengthened their surveillance activities, and they will be sending more and more samples for sequencing.
The Department of Allergy, Immunology and Cell Biology of the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura has stated that 5 samples consisting of the Delta variant of the COVID-19 virus have been detected in the country. Director of the department, Dr. Chandima Jeevandara, said that the samples have been obtained from the Dematocode area. Accordingly, gene sequencing for COVID-19 has been carried out using 13 samples. It consists of 9 samples acquired from Dematocode area. Dr. Jeevandara has confirmed that 5 out of the 9 samples contain the Delta variant. A total of 382,905 have received the doses of the vaccines under the COVID-19 immunization program thus far. The second dose of the Covishield vaccine was administered to 271 persons yesterday. The first dose of the Sinopharm vaccine was administered to 26,810 persons, and the second dose has been administered to 22,501. The second dose of Sputnik V vaccine was administered to 2,426 persons yesterday. 1,835 COVID-19 patients were detected in the country today. Meanwhile, 1,289 patients left the hospitals today, following recovery. Accordingly, the total recoveries in the country has increased to a total of 195,434. 34,719 COVID-19 patients are still receiving treatment in hospitals. Director General of Health Services confirmed that 59 COVID-19 related deaths were reported on the 15th of this month. State Ministry of Agriculture has said that all economic centres in the country and the Paliyagoda Manning Market will remain open tomorrow. Meanwhile, the police have taken 1,561 persons into custody during the last 24 hours for violating quarantine regulations. Accordingly, a total of 36,921 persons have been arrested thus far for such violations. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa appeals to the larger society to allow children to relish the environment without converting preschools into another school that encourages competitive education. The Prime Minister made these remarks while taking part in the national Guru Abhimani ceremony to distribute the 2,500 rupee worth monthly allowance for preschool teachers. The program was initiated under the State Ministry of Women and Child Development, Preschool and Primary Education, School Infrastructure and Education Services. Minister Professor G.L. Piris and State Minister P.L. Nishanta handed over the National Policy on Early Childhood Education to the Prime Minister during the ceremony. Symbolizing the Guru Abhimani National Program, the relevant allowances were presented to preschool teachers under the patronage of the Prime Minister and his spouse, Mrs. Shiranti Rajapaksa. Funds worth 2.5 million rupees were presented for the construction of Saubhagya Perapasala, expected to be established in each Grama Niladhari division of the country. Also, 1,500 preschools symbolically received 600,000 rupees each for the infrastructure development purposes. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa said that many preschool teachers depend on the small sum of money they receive from parents of preschool children. However, he said that teachers have been deprived of this earning due to the prevailing situation. He said that the government has taken the effort to recognize this service of preschool teachers to the professional level with a permanent salary and with allowances. The Prime Minister further said that this is an initiative undertaken to place a permanent monthly salary following a proper training program. He said that State Minister P.L. Nishanta mentioned that more than 25,000 preschool teachers are eligible to obtain this allowance. The Premier further indicated that the objective of the government is to establish a 2.5 million rupee worth quality preschool in each Grama Niladhari division in the country. He added that steps should be taken to identify and develop preschools with minimum facilities. The Prime Minister also said that educational programs have been formulated to be broadcasted on media channels for the benefit of the children, considering the prevailing COVID situation. He requested the teachers who are devoted in providing service for children not to convert preschools into schools which encourage competitive education. He said that children should relish the environment and allow them to be in their own world. He said that it is the responsibility of the teachers to look after children with special needs. Accordingly, the Prime Minister requested the teachers to transform preschools into a place where children would learn compassion and kindness. Venerable Professor Madhagoda Abhayatisatera, who assisted the formulation of the National Policy on Early Childhood Education, was also present at this ceremony. Minister Gamini Lokuge, State Minister Susil Premajayant and Vijita Berugoda, Parliamentarian Sagara Karyavasam and Ambassador of South Korea in Sri Lanka, Woon Jin-jong, were also present at the occasion.
General Secretary of the United National Party, Palita Rangi Bandara, addressing a media briefing yesterday, said that a group of 60 persons is expected to join the party, along with party leader Ranil Wickremesinghe's return to the parliament. Parliamentarian of Samagi Jana Balavege Tissa Attanayaka responded to this claim today. General Secretary of the UNP Palita Rangi Bandara said that it is a trivial matter for party leader Ranil Wickremesinghe to gain support of 60 while keeping one seat in the parliament, who had previously managed to form a government with only 42 seats.
හැටක් නිර්මාණය කරන එක බොහොම සිම්පල් වැඩක්. මම 60යි කියලා කිව්වේ ඊට වඩා වැඩි වෙයි. මේ ආකාරයෙන්
Parliamentarian Tissa Attanayak in response said that such calculations and deliberations led to the decline of the party in the elections held after 2015. He said that the party was unable to comprehend the aspirations of the grassroots level communities, which eventually led to the defeats in the recently held elections.
The registration of organic fertilizer producers is currently underway in agrarian services centres established across the country. State Minister D.B. Herath informed those who are engaged in animal husbandry to register at agrarian services centres as well. He made these remarks while engaging in an observational tour at an organic fertilizer production centre in Kurunegala area. Anura Susantha is the owner of the organic fertilizer manufacturing project currently initiated at Katupotha, Kirimatiava area in Kurunegala. He said that he has the opportunity at present for the exportation of organic fertilizers. Pointing out that the demand for organic fertilizers in the country has increased, he said that these projects can be even more successful with the mediation of the government to accommodate adequate space, new equipment and technology. This is a paddy cultivation carried out with the use of organic fertilizer as well as indigenous seeds. The farmers have indicated that the consumption of indigenous rice varieties including white heenati, red heenati, suandal, Madathwalu and Pacha Perumal can prevent many non-communicable diseases. The farmers further pointed out that the use of organic fertilizer has decreased weed varieties which are harmful for agricultural cultivations. The Kegaul Municipal Council has ventured into manufacturing organic fertilizer with the use of degradable waste collected in the municipality limits. The manufacturing process has been carried out with the use of state-of-the-art equipment. The Municipal Council has said that a massive demand exists in the area for organic fertilizers. Members of the Valikanda Civil Defence Corps are engaged in the production of fertilizer at the Ruwanpitiya Compost Fertilizer Manufacturing Plant to provide adequate quantities of organic fertilizer for the farming community in the Polonnaruwa district. Accordingly, the daily production is at around 100,000 kilograms and each kilogram has been priced at 10 rupees. Water hyacinth, vatahiria and biodegradable components are being used for the production. Chairman of the Polonnaruwa District Development Committee, Parliamentarian Amarakirti Atukorala, observed the production process at the plant. The People's Bank has introduced a new loan scheme under the title Sara Bhumi with the intention to encourage the local production of organic fertilizer, pesticides and herbicides. This program will monitor the nature of the organic fertilizer production, its requirements and necessary financial and other facilities for producers. Chairman of the People's Bank, Sujiva Rajapaksa, observed several organic projects initiated in Kalaniya, Pannala and Kochikade areas.
The annual report for the year 2020 of National Savings Bank was presented to Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa at the Temple Trees yesterday. Well, the report was handed over by the chairperson of National Savings Bank, Kaisala Jayawardena. The total asset base of the bank grew by 17.8% to 1.4 trillion rupees as at the December 31st, 2020 from 1.2 trillion rupees as at December 31st, 2019. The bank recorded its highest ever profit before tax and profit after tax in 2020, and both were aided by the government's stimulus initiatives introduced in late 2019. The performance of the bank during the first quarter of 2021 was categorized by strength and resilience despite the heightened uncertainty due to the impact of COVID-19. The chairperson of NSB, Kaisala Jayawardena, said that providing the moratorium for the year 2020 has been concluded successfully and offering the same for the year 2021 is in progress. Secretary to the Prime Minister, Gamini Senarath, and Chief of Staff of the Prime Minister, Yoshida Rajapaksa, were present at this occasion.
7 accomplices of Nadun Chintaka Vikramaratna, alias Harakkata, who engaged in drug smuggling activities from Dubai, have been taken into custody along with money. The raid to arrest the suspects was conducted last evening by the Valana Central Anti-Corruption Squad. It has been revealed that the apprehended consignment of 220 kilograms of heroin had been brought into the country by the notorious smuggler Harakkata. The police said that the suspects have been identified as residents from Matara, Valigama, Hangwella and Nittambua. During the raid, the police had apprehended the suspects along with 650 grams of heroin and 720,000 rupees in their possession. The police had indicated that transactions worth 20 million rupees had been circulated through the respective accounts of the suspects. Accordingly, 2 suspects have been handed over to the Matara police, 3 suspects to the Valigama police and 2 suspects to the Anti-Narcotics Bureau of Police for further investigations.
The scientists engaged in researches and studies related to the Express Pearl ship incident have indicated that the impact on the marine ecosystem due to the ship accident will be altered on timely basis. Meanwhile, authorities of the Ministry of Environment and Marine Environment Protection Authority have said that the relevant shipping company was submitted a written notice indicating that the ship should not have any leftover oil Also, the authorities have indicated that the next effort will be to expedite the process to remove remaining containers in the ship. Secretary to the Ministry of Environment, Dr. Anil Jasingh has said that the removal of remaining containers in the ship from the marine ecosystem should be considered as a critical requirement. He added that many known and unknown environmental pollution issues and concerns could arise if the containers could remain in the related ecosystem.
මේ පිළිබඳ අත්දැකීම් තියෙනවා හොංකොං වල මාතරින් පටන් අරගෙන
Chairman of the Central Environment Authority S. Amar Singh said that steps have been taken to collect the waste washed into the shoreline from Mathura to Mannar under the supervision of officers attached to Central Environmental Authority with the assistance of Sri Lanka Army as well as residents in the coastline.
State Minister Ajit Niwad Cabral says the present government has taken steps to manage the country's economy in a subtle manner in the face of the COVID-19 outbreak. He made these remarks while taking part in the Mahajana Dinaya program on the national television last night. State Minister Ajit Niwad Cabral said that the Petroleum Corporation is due to pay 650 billion rupees and the relevant interest to the Bank of Ceylon and the People's Bank. He added that if the government continues to overlook these debt payments, the relevant amount will be gradually increased. He said that the country is deprived of income avenues, including taxations due to the enforced travel restrictions. He also said that the country has not earned an income worth $4.5 billion through the tourism sector, and other income avenues have also been disrupted due to the prevailing situation in the country. He further said that the government has not suspended any projects in the country while continuing to provide relief as well as salaries for the public. He said that approximately 50% of the government employees are not reporting to work. He said that the government has allocated large financial provisions for the vaccination program. The State Minister also said that the government has allocated a financial provision of 25 billion rupees for the program to distribute the 5,000 rupee allowance for the public. Accordingly, he said that the government is managing the economy of the country in a subtle manner during this difficult period.
State Minister Shrihan Semasinghe says that the Ministry of Finance had not granted approval to allow consumers to purchase liquor online. He pointed out that the relevant proposal was presented through the Excise Department. The State Minister made these remarks to media following a meeting held at Temple Trees. State Minister Shrihan Semasinghe said that permission was not granted for the sale of liquor through online platforms. However, he said that the Excise Department had presented a request in this regard. Accordingly, he said that a decision was expected to be reached in this regard. Following a meeting with relevant stakeholders, the State Minister said that instructions were provided to direct the request to the Task Force on the Prevention of COVID-19. He added that the task force is yet to provide a decision in this regard. However, he said that false reports were circulating on media platforms in this regard.
Minister Bandulu Gunawardena says steps will be taken to construct another trade complex in Batiklo under the Rajavasala concept. He made his remarks during a meeting held at the District Secretariat yesterday. The Rajavasala concept has been initiated with the aim to provide essential goods for consumers at concessionary rates. The meeting was held with the participation of heads of government institutions attached to the Ministry of Trade. The minister also made remarks on the purchasing of paddy in Batiklo district at the meeting. The minister said that the government is expecting to provide a rate of 44 rupees for wet paddy. He said that the certified price rate for the processed paddy is at 50 rupees. During the meeting, he took the responsibility as the trade minister to sell the entire production of paddy in the district, which will be purchased at the certified rate by the government. That's all the news for today. Join us again at the same time tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.